Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are. I am back. I have some scary but some expected news that I would like to share with you today. And I also wanted to talk about the case that has been filed by presidential candidate Kasivante. Apparently he is claiming that the electoral process was maimed with election fraud, ballot stuffing, and all those details. But I would like for us to have a breakdown of how these people think that we are, like, Ugandans are foolish, okay? They think we are really, really, really stupid. But this is to show them that things have changed. A lot of times, like, our parents, the older generation, just accepted whatever they had to say. But we are the younger generation that question things. We don't just take for granted what he has to say or what happens or what their plans are executed as. So just looking at Kasivante as a presidential candidate, he ran obviously as Museveni's opposition, not as a legitimate opposition like Bobi Wine is. He is now being made to perform as Museveni would like, with results as premeditated as they know the outcome. So let's break it down a little bit, okay? Kasivante ran for elections this year, 2026. Obviously, I think he was one of the last or something like that. Nobody knows who this man is, okay? But obviously, Museveni plants them in his favor. So Kasivante files a claim that elections have been unfair, okay? Just listen to this. So elections are unfair. He files, and so that means he has to report to the Attorney General where the case is heard, because this is against the state, right? Now, the Attorney General of Uganda is called Chiriowa. Get this. Chiriowa is part of KK Advocates, which is Chiriowa and what's his name? Karugire Advocates. Karugire, as you might know, is Museveni's attorney. So, get this. Kasivante files a case against Museveni. It is presented to the Attorney General Chiriowa, who is part of KK Advocates, which one of the representatives is Museveni's attorney. Do you see where we're going with this? Okay. The other thing is, Chiriowa and Karugire apparently are Museveni's watchdogs in the legal system. They run the legal system in Uganda. They pass whatever Museveni would like to pass, okay? They execute from Museveni's mouth. Whatever he wants to pass legally through the legal system will pass, such as the mistreatment of Bobi Wine and the opposition foot soldiers and all of that. All the laws that were made after Bobi Wine came to power were designed and stipulated by the KK or the Karugire group, okay? I think Karugire may be even related to Museveni. But as you can see, the names and the relationships are weaved in to Museveni's people. They want to play this out to the world that this process is going to be legal and is going to follow all the channels as appropriate, which would be okay as long as they were not his people planted in the pathway. Now the next thing here is Karugire and Chirioa are the people who elect the Chief Justice in the country. Do you know who the Chief Justice is? The gentleman who was recently sworn in, Flaviano Nzeija. All these are Western names, okay? Now, Flaviano Nzeija is the new Chief Justice who was appointed by Museveni, sworn in Museveni's home and compound just recently, I think a few days ago. When Chief Justice took his retirement, that's when this gentleman came into play. The new Chief Justice, Nzeija Flaviano. All right? Now, when this case goes into and gets to be heard, as you've seen, they're rushing into it because they want to look legitimate. Like I said, Museveni knows what is chasing him, but he doesn't know when it's going to get him. He doesn't know how it's going to get him, but it definitely is. Okay? Now, the representatives from the Electoral Commission, the commissioner of the EC is called Tashobia. Tashobia, these are all run, these people. I'm just trying to bring you up to speed on how they weave things to make them look like they're doing the right thing, but they know that all of this is going to end up as they premeditated. So with Tashobia is Eric Sabiti Biencha Rukutana, who is the lawyer of the Electoral Commission. Rukutana, as you guys might know. These are ways that Museveni has been able to manipulate Uganda and Ugandans for a very, very long time. But as you might know, it is coming to an end. Museveni's end is very near. And thank you, Uganda. Thank you for, standing the course, for staying the course and making sure that, we don't accept status quo. We've fought, we've worked so hard. The revolution is not over, but it's almost over. I can guarantee you change is coming, like tomorrow. Change is coming. We are going to see in Uganda what we've never seen before. We're going to experience what we've never experienced before. We're going to read about Uganda like never before in this world. We are going to bring about change, and it's very close. Museveni knows right now that his son cannot lead Uganda. As much as Museveni has been leading Uganda in the public eye, you also know about his spiritual relationships with, I think, the Bachwezi or whatever that is. I think he has consulted with everything possible to try to get Muhoozi to lead, including older generals, other leaderships, people in different places, his trusted colleagues and all of that, his people from many, many years, like he says, the Bush war guys or whatever. They've all rejected him. I don't believe Museveni has any hopes. But in any case, we are not waiting for Museveni to decide the future for us. We are deciding our own future. And Museveni, any time from now, will not be the president of Uganda. Mark my words. Any time from now. But anyway, I have a juicier security alert for you. Okay. Did you ever think that people like the Byabakamas will ever be cornered? Ever? Think about that. All the leaders in Uganda who follow Museveni's requests or orders or commands and do exactly as he commands you or orders you around without thinking, without worrying about personal consequences. I think it is time for you to back down and not continue with doing everything Museveni says. In recent, about a month ago or the last few days, Byabakama was empowered. He did what he did. He said what he said. But it's time to hold him accountable personally. In a plot twist, by Museveni and his people. They have decided, and I know many of you will say, why would you even mention this? Why even alert him? The reason why I'm going to alert Byabakama is because he can either join us and tell us the truth, what he did, what Museveni made him do, or Museveni is going to kill Byabakama in the next few days. In fact, I've heard that Saturday would be the day. There would be a change of guards for him. These new guards will be guards from the street. They plan on sending him on a mission to the eastern part of Uganda. There's something that he needs to do. That when he, either on the way or before, or on his way back, on the way to or back, he will either get assassinated or he will be strangled by his guards, and they will send his car on a spiral in a setup accident around the forest between Jinja and Kampala, Mabira Forest. This I don't say because many would say, why would you even alert Byabakama? He has done this the first time, has done the second time. These guys are so stuck because they don't have DR forms. They don't have original forms that were signed or that were part of the election. They made up results without physical items to back them up. They don't have the forms, they don't have the paperwork, they don't have any witnesses. They are scrambling to legitimize a win that does not exist. Museveni knows that he did not win the election. So he's scrambling to try to look legitimate. And that's why he's raided Bobi Wine's house. He has attempted to hurt Bobby, which he did actually. They did hurt her. I saw a picture that came out from, I think Muhoozi has released one of the photos while the raid was happening at Bobi Wine's home. Now, this is proof that actually they did raid their home and they treated her a certain way. As much as they deny the fact that they mishandled her, as stupid as Muhoozi is, he's now sharing information. Everything that Muhoozi has said will be testimony in his own downfall, let alone expediting his father's downfall. It's coming. It's coming. Museveni today knows more than before that they have no place in Uganda and that it's over. It's over, my people. We are going to gain our freedom and our country back. Be faithful. Keep up the fight. As for Byabakama, anybody who can alert him, welcome to. If he does survive and knows that a target is behind him, hopefully he can speak up, go into exile, or come out and speak the truth and he'll get protection. But if he wants to die on the other hill of Museveni, it's going to happen. The longer Bobi Wine is not in their hands, they know for a fact that they are in front of a target, but they don't know what that target is. Museveni knows his time is up. And this is, it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be the day after tomorrow, but Museveni must go, and he will go. Like I said, we are going to see something that we've never seen before. We are going to witness what we've never witnessed before, and Uganda will be talked about. We thank our President Bobi Wine for leading us in the most peaceful way ever. We've gotten angry, we've gotten upset, we've gotten disappointed, we've wanted to react, we've wanted to burst out, we've wanted to, attempt violence. But he said, do not lead by violence. He has been a great example. And everything that we've learned from him, let's keep it up. Like I said, do whatever you can from wherever you are. This is what I can do. And if there's anything else that I can do, I'm happy to. But so far, this is what I can do. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about, right now, they're upset about the media because it's showing a lot of Bobi Wine, the incident with Bobby. They're trying to move the media into some other focus, into something else. That's why they're releasing results of PLE. I believe I saw that with Janet, the wife of President of Museveni, showing that in the next few days the results of PLE students would be released. Apparently all students are going to look successful because they want parents happy so that they don't focus on what's happening with the election and aftermath of the election. They're not going to present true results to everyone. They're only going to present passing results to cheer up Ugandans. But don't be fooled, because the future of your children is worse as long as Museveni is in Uganda than would be the actual results. There are people who are actually not going to live. There are children who are, Museveni plans to burn children in school, in boarding schools or day schools, however he can. He wants to divert attention. More than likely, he wants to prove that in Uganda, there is some terrorist action going on. Terrorist action which eventually he wants to pin on Bobi Wine. As we all know, Bobi Wine is an absolutely peaceful human being, peaceful president. In everything he has done, he has not broken a law. He has not attempted to override any laws that already exist in the country. But Museveni would like to paint that otherwise. So, be alert, parents. It may not be a good idea to get children back in school in a rush, but that's up to you, because I'm a mother and I can choose for my children what's best for me. But as we look on the horizon, it may not be the best thing to do right now. But until then, be very careful, be cautious. Make sure children are not given anything while they're in school. Vaccinations that are all of a sudden very important. You don't know what they're vaccinating your children at school. Why are they not vaccinated at home? Why isn't the requirement to vaccinate sent to parents at home, telling them, before you bring your child back, make sure they have this vaccine and that vaccine and the other vaccine, so the parents can find where to take their children to get this legitimate vaccine and be a witness to what is being given to their children. They really would like to eventually immobilize Ugandans, indigenous, genuine Ugandans, or find a way to reduce the population. And that is by, for example, in the past, they gave Ugandans, they were injected with like HIV vaccine, HIV viruses. A lot of our elders, a lot of people, especially in Buganda, when these guys came into Uganda through Buganda, I think they came in through Buganda, Sembabule and those places. All those places that were booming with business and this and that, they injected people with the HIV virus. Same thing happened in northern Uganda. The military that was so strong, northern Uganda was known for being strongholds, military strongholds, people who were strong. They fought wars and this and that. Museveni decided to plow all of that age group that could regroup and attempt to do something with him. Either reduce his powers or control him or tame him somehow. Before the LRA war, these guys were killed in large numbers. I had a documentary that I posted on my Facebook. I don't know if anybody saw it. But anyways, so the other plan that Museveni has is to burn a big building with a lot of people inside